Welcome, Tai Njio here at tainjio.com, offering the Yuen Method educational video series. So you're back, you're here because you've been watching some of these videos and you're starting to get it. You know, by now you know how to find an underlying root cause as a weakness. You know how to clear that and make it strong. You know how to use your intuition a little bit better. You've learned how to muscle test. You've most likely gone and learned what those 6 levels of influence are. And you're starting to get it, and you know there's more. And another thing that we can learn here is that, yes, there are areas of life. So, you know, the 6 levels that we learn are in our being, and areas of our life are actually those areas outside of us that we're involved in, that we're doing life in, and that life is connecting us to. So it's like a whole different level of energy. And how do we think about those things? How do we react emotionally to those things? How do we connect to them physically, experience them? So this is another huge piece, another key piece of the Yuen Method. And again, remember, this is a guide. It's taking these energies of these big areas of life, putting labels on them so that you can, you know, go through and muscle test them. So remember that it's just a guide, and they're not limited to these. There's a lot more. These are some of the general ones. You know, like when you do a coaching session, like a life coaching session, you know, have that wheel of life, and it's got all these different areas of life that you can check, and you rate them and see where you're at. It's kind of like that. What we use them for, though, as you know by now, we're going to muscle test these different areas of life. You know, which ones are we strong to and which ones are we weak to. So that way we know in what area to work in. Especially, you know, you're working with somebody and they say, for example, please, I need to work on my financial, money, business situation. There's a lot of blockage there. So you're going to test that, and you're going to see, you know, that actually doesn't feel weak. If I tune in and I really get, and I check maybe what these other areas of life are, I really get relationship is weak for you. So, you know, let's work on relationship. And then we're going to uncover some things that are actually the underlying root cause of your money financial issues. So, of course, you're starting to hear some of these words. You've heard a lot of them through my videos because we've already been exploring these different areas. I just wanted to give you the ones, about 6 of them right now, that, you know, they're the main ones that we work with, especially when we're working with the Yuen Method. These are the main things that people come to us with that want work around them so that they can release the blocks. So here we go. Let's get going because you want to know what they are and get moving with them. This is an introduction to those. So I'm going to give you those different areas of life. Other videos will give you a little bit deeper areas and different things you can work on, you know, just really exploring those different areas deeper. So let's begin here, and I'm going to write them down again for you just so that you have an idea of, you know, what we're talking about. So the very first area of life that a lot of people come to for us when they're wanting the Yuen Method done, and that you are, of course, are also part of, is, here we go, yep, it's health. So, you know, key piece in our existence, we need to be healthy. So we need a very healthy body. We need a healthy mind. We need a healthy relationship to ourselves. So we really need to be in that health. And our health can be weakened when different influences come in and start to affect us, block us, and eventually causing us pain, you know, either physical pain or emotional pain. So health is a very big piece. And yes, that's going to include you know, mental health, maybe anxiety, panic attacks, things like that. It's going to include some more emotional health, you know, how we deal with stress and deeper anxiety and just really like on that more emotional level. It's going to include those panic attacks that we had talked about on more psychological level, you know, so how are we on that health level? Are we healthy there? Are we able to process life? Are we able to have our challenges, mental, emotional, and just be like, okay, well, I see this as a big one, I can work through it. Are we strong to them? So, you know, just some examples right there. So that's health. And again, another video will cover it in much more detail. Let's go to the next one so that we can keep moving here and get this covered for you. So the next one is Yup, fitness. Now, why is fitness different from health? So, if we're healthy, it's one thing. We're eating good, body's processing well, but physically you want to be fit as well. When we start getting too, I want to say lazy, lethargic, sitting around too much, our systems start to shut down physically. Our lymphatic system starts clogging up. Our circulation's not as good. Our heart, you can tell, for heart reasons, you need to keep pumping that heart and do some physical exercise. Really important that we keep physically fit. So you might also want to have a little bit of muscle so that when you are picking up your groceries or chopping firewood or something, you don't pull out your back, you don't hurt yourself. You're fit, you're able to do that physically. And mentally we want to be fit as well. Are you able to think fast, think clearly, make decisions, choose things, calculate? How is your mind fit? Or is your mind sluggish and slow? And so you can have ways with puzzles and things to keep your mind fit. You can also strengthen your mind to be fit. Why do we shut down mentally? Why do we have like that selective memory or selective connection to things? Because we tend to shut certain things out that we don't want to deal with. So that would be a mental fitness. So, and on and on. So just remembering that, fitness is on different levels. So let's continue down the line here because we got to keep going here. So the next one is aging. Yes, now why is aging not part of health and fitness? What's up with that? Well, aging is a very big thing, especially when people start to reach their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, all of a sudden they're starting to blame life on aging. They're starting to panic because I'm getting old and I didn't do this yet, I haven't had a child yet, I didn't go around the world, I didn't climb Mount Everest. So different things, aging really hits people, or they look in the mirror and like, oh my gosh, what happened? I got all these wrinkles, and where did that come from? My hair's turning gray. I won't look as good, people won't like me as much, or I won't be as accepted, or whatever stories you start to build and create. So we want to really address the aging. We want people to be strong to aging. So you look in the mirror and you're like, wow, I'm aging. Yes, I'm strong to aging because it's part of my natural process. And if I'm strong to it, I'll actually be more relaxed. And my body will actually be turned on more. And I'll actually age less. We also have wonderful ways for reversing aging. Again, a lot of the aging has to do with the stress that we build up in the foods we eat and how we toxicate our body mentally, emotionally, and physically with foods and things. So there's a way to reverse all of that, and you can start to work on that. A big key here is the lymphatic system. That's what clears the toxins out of your body. So keep that going. Even in your face, you've got lymph nodes all over in your face, and just keeping those clear and pumping and activated, those toxins release and your face starts to shine. A little hint here on my face. So just keep working with that. Let's keep going because again, these are different levels, different areas in your life that you can start looking at, and there's more. So here's another big one, and this one a lot of people have to deal with because we are human beings, and human beings are in relation. I got to fit that all on this paper. Yes, human beings are in relationship. We're always relating, We're actually relating to ourselves. How do you love yourself? How do you feel about yourself? How can you relate to yourself? Do you understand yourself? Do you feel confident about yourself? So that's relating to yourself. Then there's relating to others, just others in general, to people. How do you relate to people? Then you have your personal relationship, with your spouse or with a lover or somebody that's really close to you. How's that relationship? You spend a lot of time together there, and things can start to build up, and influences and psychic connections and things can happen, and you need to clear some of those up. Or you end a personal relationship and you want to be clear, you want to be complete, you want to be done. You don't want to bring the old stuff from the old relationship to a new relationship. So it's really fun. There's a lot of stuff we can do in relationship. Look at this, even your relationship to money. What is your relationship to money? I tell people my relationship to money is I love money. Now, some people would be like, what? You love money? What are you talking about? Well, I have a love relationship, just an easy, flowing, loving, because if I want to have money, it has to be, it's just a form of energy. It has to be that easy connection and flowing energy. That's how it has to be. If I block money, or I hate money, or I'm stressed about money, it's going to be harder for me to get it into my life. So yes, your relationship to money is really important. So let's just go right into that, because that is the next area of life that we want to look at. So here we go. We've got money. And you know, in money, we're also going to say finances. I'm going to write that a little bit smaller because there's less room. So there we go. We've got money, finances. So, you know, money, finances, wealth, all of that, it's one area of life that we have to deal with. As human beings on this planet, these days, most of us are connected to money. And money, in a fortunate or unfortunate way, it actually kind of rules our energy, our focus, what we do with our life, how we do our work, what we offer, what we receive, how we spend it to pay for our homes, our food. You know, we're pretty connected with money, so it's a big one. It's a very big energy. I like to say that money and love are two of the biggest energies that kind of come through our life that we have to deal with a lot. So we want to be super strong to money. You know, for example, you want to be strong to making money, receiving money, having money, spending money, sharing money, counting money, everything that has to do with money. Your past experiences with money, if they were traumatic, if they were negative, you want to clear those out. So you're strong to them, they no longer affect you, so you can move forward and have a new relationship to money. So great area there to work in. So let's go through the last one, because this one is actually connected. They're all connected because we're human beings and we live all of these experiences. But let's go here and add this last one here. And this one is, yes, purpose. So why is purpose so important? And why do we cover that when we're working on the Yuen Method? You know, a lot of times people will come to me and just say, you know, I don't know what's going on in my life. I don't know what my purpose is anymore. I just stopped my job. My children are all grown up or something, and I need direction. What's my purpose? So it's a word that's thrown out there. I don't have the answer to purpose. I'm not going to say that I know what it is or isn't and how you should do it or not do it. What I can tell you, though, is that purpose is an energy that you feel within here. Purpose is something that when you're living on purpose, when you're doing something you love, when you really found a peace within yourself, when you found an outlet for your creative energy and your passions, and you're really connected, then you feel like you're on purpose, you're living on purpose, you're connected purpose, and you know that is your purpose. Probably there isn't one specific purpose for each person, but the more you're connected to that creative energy and those outlets and doing things you love, the more you're living close to your purpose. So that would be really a key piece to work with. Now let's just close here by looking at, you know, we have these different areas of life, and when somebody comes to you and says, okay, you know, here I am, I actually want to work on my purpose because I'm feeling completely lost, I don't know what's going on, I really need help in this area. So you're going to go through and you're going to look at them and be, okay, purpose. You go, well, you know what, purpose is actually strong for you. When I tune into this, I'm really getting that money is your challenge. Because you're so stressed emotionally with money, and those things are weak for you, you feel like you don't have a purpose. So you're going to clear them and strengthen them, you know, to that money and those emotional pieces with it, and eventually work on them through layers and layers and layers until all of a sudden they check in and they go, oh wow, you know, I actually feel good about myself, and I'm actually proud of what I'm doing, and I actually feel like I'm connected to my true calling. And you know, this could be a few sessions. This is not magic. We're not fixing anything, and we're working through finding those underlying root cause weaknesses. We are strengthening them. Your issues will start to shift, how you think, how you emotionalize, how you feel, how you experience life. Your relationships begin to shift, your opportunities in life for work, and next thing you know, money, your mind is getting clear and fit. So really, you're fine-tuning here and cleaning your whole life up and making yourself strong to all areas of life, so that life flows, and life is easy, and you feel connected, and you can really trust that your life unfolds in a beautiful way. So that's, in a nutshell, the introduction to these areas of life that we use, again, as a guide when we're working with the Yuen Method. You can always elaborate on these and extend them, add to them, take some away if you don't think you need to work with those. Just knowing that these are some of the common ones that we like to work with. So here we are, another awesome video. I know you've learned a lot from this because I've given some examples in between, how we work with this and how. Again, remember, if somebody wants to work on a specific area, know that you can work on different areas instead, because that's the root cause. And just be really clear within yourself when you're working on them. They want to work on their money, and you say, no, we're going to work on relationship today. And at the end of the session, they'll be so free because you worked on the root cause rather than their issue. So there we go. Okay, I'm going to leave you with this, and stay tuned. Keep watching more videos. We have videos for specific areas. We're just going to keep going deeper and deeper and deeper, just so you get more material to work with and things to look for. What it's doing in the essence is awakening your awareness that these areas exist and that you can check into them. Then your intuition, knows to grab for those things because it's kind of been awakened. There's the beauty of it. And I'm going to leave you with this right now. Thank you for being connected, participating, learning. Keep going. This is powerful work, and you can use it again for yourself, for others, for loved ones, in your professional business. So keep going. Thank you. Tai Njio here again at tainjio.com.